Hey guys, what is up? It's AJ from Brock Stable here, and today we got a new video, and this time we're going to be going over the Anaheim Ducks offseason. Now, obviously Detroit and Ottawa have had the most hyped up offseasons, and rightfully so. They've made incredible moves, bringing in guys like David Perron for next to nothing, Alex DeBrincat, Ville Husso, Claude Giroux, etc. Both teams have had incredible offseasons. Anaheim's had a really good offseason, and not many people are giving it the respect it deserves. I believe they've had the third best one, if not maybe second best. By far the least, quote-unquote, riskiest, and the most successful. Now, I'm also going to be including some other factors into why I think their offseason's been as good as it's been. Almost everything has gone right for them, except one thing, which, that's fair. You can't have everything go your way. But the way they've handled their situations has been incredible, in my opinion. I think they should look forward to the season at the very least, and definitely for the future with how good their management and their offseason has been so far. Both, I think, are fair to say. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to start off low. Everyone was very shocked when they didn't bring back Sonny Milano, Sam Steele, Brendan Gooley, and Jacob Larson. Not only did they not bring him back, they didn't even give him a qualifying offer, which is very rare. Not very rare, but uncommon for a guy like Milano, who put up, I believe, 35 to 40 points last year. Not even an RFA offer. He still isn't signed. It's going to be August 22nd when you see this video, so that's a little bit weird. See what's going on with him. Hopefully he signs soon. He is the best player on the market now that Kessel's off it. So I expect him to sign somewhere relatively soon, but it's taken him a long time to get an offer he likes. So a little bit interesting there. So that kind of shocked the hockey world, especially with one of their homegrown prospects like Sam Steele, who was supposed to be a guy alongside Troy Terry to take the team to the next level maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Just never could. I remember him, Terry, and Maxime Comtois. They were going to be the next generation for the Ducks. And Comtois is all right, and Troy Terry is Troy Terry now, so I'm so happy for Troy Terry. He deserves it. Moving forward. Their draft. Now we're going up. Their draft was solid, but it wasn't what the fans wanted. The fans wanted picks, players, and contracts to be brought in draft night, let alone the entire offseason. It hasn't happened. They do have the most cap space in the league, which we'll get into in a little bit here, but you'd expect them to possibly take a guy in like JVR or Josh Bailey from a team like Philly or the Islanders who want a free cap to make free agent signings. Now, the price to bring in guys was quite high, and they were one of the teams that set that bar high, you'd assume. Obviously, it'd take a first-round pick plus, probably a first, a second, maybe even a player or a prospect. I don't know. But with $18 million cap space, they did not make a single trade to acquire assets, which Pat Verbeek clearly stated in one of his pre-draft interviews. That's what they want to do this offseason, is get as many assets as they can back while retaining contracts, which is a very fair thing to do and a very common thing to do when you're not looking to contend. So that didn't happen, but they still had a very solid draft. They got Pavel Mintyukov, who's a very good defenseman. I don't know too much about him, so I don't want to harp on him too much, but I know on draft night, some scouts were a little concerned to see where he'd go because of all the stuff going on politically right now. They wouldn't have been shocked if he ended up in the second round. I'm happy he went top 10. Getting Nathan Gachar. He was in the World Juniors, if you really know his name. But getting him at 22, solid player. He was in the World Juniors, like I said. And then I think one of the steals of the draft in the middle second round, in Tristan Luneau. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I had him going in the first round. A lot of people had him going in the first round. Very good pick, in my opinion, by the Anaheim Ducks. So it's not what they wanted. They wanted to bring assets back and get some even new players and see what could happen. They did not, but they still drafted correctly. Or well for now. Now, free agency is where another shock came in. They made some very good signings. Maybe not very good, but helping the team more than people expected to. Getting both guys from New York on day one in Frank Vatrano and Ryan Strome. Now, I was not expecting Ryan Strome to go to the Anaheim Ducks personally. Maybe his market wasn't what he wanted it to be, and they were the only team giving him 5 years. Fair enough, you take the money. Now, Anaheim's not going to be a contender in the next 2 to 3 years probably, so it all depends what the guy wants. I mean, you can't really complain living in California. I mean, tax-wise you can, but we're not getting into that here. But Toronto and Strome went from being in the Eastern Conference Finals for the New York Rangers to going to Anaheim. Now, they both got term and a very decent payday. I think Strome was a little overpaid, 5x5. He is a good player. I thought 5x2 would have been a little bit better for everyone. Well, not him, obviously, but, 5x2 is a little bit more realistic. But if a team gives you what it gives you, you take it. So, Anaheim gave him the fourth and fifth year. So that's why he went there. And then Vetrano, I like Frankie Vetrano a lot. When he went to the Rangers, I was kind of pissed because Florida gave him for practically nothing. So I'm happy he's on Anaheim. I could root for him again, and he's now on the Rangers. But you see both these signings are to help the team now, and they are good signings. I'm not saying they're bad signings, but everyone was kind of in shock because they're not contending now. These signings are going to help Zegras and McTavish offensively on the power play and help them grow and mature. That's why they were brought in, obviously, not to contend. If they contend with them, though, so be it. I'm here for it. Now you're going to be like, oh, why aren't you talking about the one really big free agent signing they've made? And we will, right now. Good old John Klingberg, who I'm going to say is the best signing and move of the offseason so far, besides DeBrincat. So we'll go best signing, second best move, because they're getting DeBrincat for what they got DeBrincat for. Fair play. So the John Klingberg signing was kind of out of left field. No one expected him to go there as well. Getting him for 1 year also, $7 million. Absolute masterclass by Pat Verbeek. All they have to do now is just trade him on the deadline and retain half his salary. Easy King's ransom coming their way. Because any team that can afford $3.5 million will be going after the best defenseman out there on the trade market at the deadline. That'll be John Klingberg. So, absolute masterclass move by Pat Verbeek. They're going to at least get a first, a second, and a prospect. So, I tip my cap to Pat Verbeek there, and I do think that is the best signing by far of free agency. Up there is a David Perron deal, obviously, because I think it was 4x2. Very solid for a good player, and then, you got to say Johnny Gaudreau, I guess. Yeah, he's a lot of money, but he's a superstar. It's Johnny freaking Gaudreau. So I think the Klingberg move will be looked at as the move of free agency, and rightfully so. Both the player didn't get what he wanted. His agent really screwed him by not telling him to take that deal that Dallas gave him. He wasn't getting the $50-60 million contract he was expecting. So 1 year prove-it deal. He's going to get traded to a contender and make a nice playoff push, and hopefully he'll get the deal he wants in the offseason. So just praying he doesn't get hurt. Knock on wood. The next thing that really helped the Anaheim Ducks offseason look even better is how good their prospects were in the World Juniors. Now, they had 6 guys in there. I only know 4 of them, and 2 of them that I didn't list here were Nathan Gauthier and Sasha Pustajov, I believe, the American prospect. Pustajov. So, they both were in the World Juniors as well. I forget the other 2, so my apologies. But these 2 here were incredible. Mason McTavish, who came in and was the best player in the tournament. I thought it was going to be Bedard personally, but McTavish was the favorite to win MVP. And he did. 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points. Led the tournament in scoring. Absolute stud of a player, and is now a Canadian cult hero for making the quote-unquote the save. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what it should be called, because that player was really, really good. So McTavish, everyone is already high on him. He's only helping himself with this tournament, and so is Olen Zellweger. Olen Zellweger, very good defenseman. I said he was the player to watch for Canada, because obviously everyone knows Bedard and McTavish. Not many people know Zellweger, who was a second-round pick, I believe, last year. Very good in the tournament. 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points, and another bright spot to look forward to for the Anaheim Ducks in their back end alongside Jamie Drysdale. So a very good tournament for the Anaheim Ducks, and this has made their offseason even sweeter, just to, the little cherry on top there. So, the best part, to finish it off, is they still have $18 million of cap space left. So they can still take contracts whenever they want, absolutely cash in. And if they don't, the best thing you could have available is cap space, because their team isn't that bad. So it's like, oh, they try to sign someone. You have the cap space. That's the most valuable thing that you could have honestly, because you can do whatever you want with it. Just use it wisely. So they are in cap heaven right now rather than cap hell. And teams are going to need to be getting out of cap hell. And who is there for them? The Anaheim Ducks. So let's see how Pat Verbeek and company cash in on being in cap heaven and see if they can take advantage of these teams like the Pittsburgh Penguins. I forget who else is under or over the cap, but a lot of these teams will be having to get rid of players to get under the cap. So let's see what Anaheim can do here. Last but not least, let's look at their lines. So these might be wrong, but I went through a few different sites, and this is kind of what I gathered. They're saying Henrique, Zegras, and Terry. Now, I know Milano played with Zegras last year, but Zegras and Terry is kind of a lock on the first line. You could put any of the guys with Zegras and Terry, and it would look fine. Henrique, maybe not so much, but for now, we'll just go with Henrique. So if that's wrong, I do apologize, but everything was a mixed match what I was seeing online. Now you got Vetrano, McTavish, Strome. The funny thing with McTavish is on Elliot Friedman's podcast, the Ducks believe, someone said the Ducks believe that McTavish will be the number one center for the Anaheim Ducks and not Zegras. So that means Zegras is going to move to the wing, or is he going to be the second center if that happens? So we'll see if that happens there, but that really caught me off guard because obviously Trevor Zegras is one of the faces of hockey right now. So if you move him to the wing, he's still a very good hockey player. You're not going to, oh no, he's not a center, but obviously centers are more valuable than wingers. So we'll see how that plays out and if that does happen. But that top six is, besides Adam Henrique, no offense, top six is very solid. Depends how Strome and Vetrano play. Strome's not playing with Panarin anymore, so you got to take that into effect. But Mason McTavish is no slouch either. He's just not outstanding Panarin. But still, solid top six. You got Maxime Comtois, Isaac Lunderstrom, and Jacob Silverberg as your third line. Very solid. And then fourth line, you got Max Jones, Derek Grant, and Sam Carrick. I like Derek Grant a lot. Good fourth liner. Max Jones is a good young player as well. See what he can do. I don't know too much about Sam Carrick, to be honest. So I don't want to say anything if I don't know about it. And on the back end, you're going to have Fowler and Drysdale again. Obviously, Fowler is there to protect Drysdale. Drysdale is still young, learning, and Fowler is his mentor. It's a very good not a very good first pair, but you want Drysdale to grow and be as good as he can be, and Cam Fowler will help do that for him. Second line, I don't know if this is going to happen, but Urho Vakanainen, the Boston Bruins prospect, and John Klingberg. I don't know about Vakanainen's game, so I don't want to say that he's going to be the defensive stalwart for John Klingberg, who isn't the best defensively, and that's kind of a big hole and a reason why he didn't get the $15 million is how iffy his defensive game is. If Vakanainen is a defensive defenseman and he could match well with Klingberg, that could be a perfect pair. I don't know Vakanainen's game, so I'm not going to say that. But if that is the case, that's electric for them. And then Josh Mahor and Kevin Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk's another guy who's probably going to be dealt at the deadline. UFA after this season. We'll see what happens. He's going to retire soon. What a career he's had, though. And then in goal, you got John Gibson and Anthony Stolarz. Not a bad team, considering they almost have $20 million in cap space remaining also. Very interesting. I think hopefully you agree with me now, if you didn't at the start of the video. The Anaheim Ducks had an incredible offseason, and it's not over yet. So we'll see if they can take advantage of teams or just even hold the cap. It's not going anywhere. It's only going up. So we'll see what they do. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. Peace out, everybody. Goodbye. So we're back here. I don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. This video should have been done by now. But the Anaheim Ducks had to go and make a trade today, and they acquired Dmitry Kulikov for the great price of future considerations. So, we're here. Now, on the defense core, he's a left-handed defenseman, so take out Josh Mahora and put him next to Kevin Shattenkirk. Mind-boggling stuff we got here, but I feel if I'm going to post this video tomorrow, the 22nd, and I don't mention it, it looks stupid. So, quick little thing, we got Dmitry Kulikov for nothing. Go Ducks, I guess. Peace.